to get a replacement, it's like about 3 weeks out. And then let's get to the questions. Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is, I guess, part 2 of the inflatable paint booth. So it's inflated today. I was not going to do that again on video because that takes forever and it's kind of like a struggle. I mean, you guys saw in the previous video, just to get it back up. So a few reasons why it's inflated kind of like the opposite way, and there's no really right or wrong way, it just depends on where you are, but I'm referring to like the opposite way from the previous video. So a few things. The first thing is that since the Camry was right here towards the front, it would have been easier just to reverse it here because the Camry doesn't turn on. It isn't the battery. It's a mechanical issue. Honestly, I don't have time to work on that. I try to figure that out right now. I'm trying to just get this car painted first and then I can go back to that. So adding that to the list, the endless list what needs to be done to this car. But also it kind of worked out because it's very hot outside. I mean, this is horrible Arizona in the summer. So I'm like, you know what, instead of driving it outside, well, if it did turn on, and just being out there in the heat, and it was just easier just to roll it back. The good thing is that this car fits in here so much better than the Shelby. I did tell you that the Shelby is a longer car and it's also a wider car. So now I mean, it's not completely centered, but there is a lot more space on the sides. So I'm very, very glad for that. I think it fits in here pretty well. I mean, it fits in here a lot better than the Shelby. The only issue is this back part that we spoke about in the previous video. It just needs that little part, like a few more feet from here. It fits a lot better than the Shelby, but still not quite there. But after that video went up, well, no, after I made the video, I was thinking, and I was like, you know what? I reached out to the people that sell this, and then they told me that to get a replacement, it's like about 3 weeks out. I was like, I don't think I want to wait that long because this has already been a very long time already, just getting this. So I was thinking, why don't I just cut that area and I'll have the extra space needed. And now that I have the Camry in here, I feel like that space does make sense. That's just that little bit of more space that I need, and I feel like this car would fit in there fine. And another thing is that the video is now up, and then I was reading the comments and someone did actually suggest, oh, why don't you just cut that part off? So I think we think alike. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, just because I don't want to wait any longer and delay this process. So today we are going to kind of like remodel or revamp this inflatable paint booth. I am going to cut that part out, and then we're gonna see the extra space that we have, and the Camry's gonna fit in here so much better. Okay, I'm ready with my tools, scissor, and the ladder, just because that's pretty high and I can't reach all the way up there. Before I start, I did forget to mention, because I know there's gonna be someone like, oh, why are you going to tear up a perfectly good inflatable paint booth? Well, like I mentioned, the other bigger one is like about 3 weeks away. I'm not gonna wait that long. It's also double the price because obviously it is way bigger. But also, I'm not gonna use this again. I feel like this is a project where, like, yeah, I wanna get the Camry painted, and I'm gonna be like, I did that, I'm not doing that again. So, you know, these videos where you're seeing me use this is where I'm going to use it. I may be able to use it for something else, but definitely not painting, who knows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to start off on the lower side of it. So I think I'm just going to go right here from the zipper and then just keep going all the way. I'm not going to get too close to here just because that will damage the perfectly good paint booth. I'm just gonna probably leave a little bit of space here, so it's not going to look pretty. Sorry, it's not going to be aesthetic, but it's going to be functional. It's going to work for what I need it to. So let's get started. Alright, I think that's good. I'll leave it there just so I can be safe and not sorry. gonna get the ladder. I have my helper, Cara, today. She's not much of a helper like Sasha and Mika. She's scared of everything. Okay. I honestly, you know, it feels a little sketchy. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Or like I'm about to do something wrong. But at the same time, this feels so satisfying. Okay, we're almost done. This is the easiest modification I've ever done. Just not the prettiest. Quick and easy. And now we can test it. So this is everything I cut. We can now push the Camry back and hopefully we have the space needed now to do this. Before I forget, there is one annoying thing about this paint booth, and it's this is the rear entrance, well, the entrance for the car. So it's the rear because that right there was the front where you come in. And I did see like some people mentioning this in the reviews, is that it's a little bit annoying, and like the bigger you get, the more annoying it is, because in order to close this is like, this whole thing is a zipper. So it's a little bit annoying. You have to get on the ladder and like move the ladder each time to get it closed. Right now I removed that section just so you guys can see the Camry in here, but that is a little bit annoying. Anyways, so now that that section is out, the Camry is now in here. I backed it up just so it can stay in the center. So there is plenty of space here now with that section cut off. So it fits perfectly fine here from the rear and also from the front. Once I install that piece, then I can go ahead and put that back. So I feel like now I have enough space to paint the car. So this, I have like zero excuses now on getting this project started. I am a little bit nervous, but I feel like it'll be fun. It'll be a learning experience and something that, you know, I want to try. This car definitely needs it, so I feel like it's the perfect project car to do this. That section right there, I feel like that obviously must have served a purpose. That's why it was made like that, but honestly, I don't need it. I feel like the space is more important to me than that. And also, I know that a lot of people use these inflatable paint booths outside, so they'll just leave it outside like on the ground or on top of grass and then just take it down and then bring the car in here, but I'm still using it inside somewhere, which is like typically where a normal paint booth would be. So, very excited. Now, I do have a few questions because I've never done this before, and in particular the sanding. So let's just take the Camry out of here and just turn off this bounce house, bring it down, and then let's get to the questions. Okay, now the Camry is out. Let's get to the questions. So this is my first time doing a project like this, painting a car. So before we do need to sand it. So a few questions regarding to sanding the car. I am choosing to paint it the same color just because this is my first time painting a car, and I feel like that seems easier to leave it with the same color. So the first thing, should I sand it to where I have to get rid of all of the color on the car? Or do I sand it to where I just get rid of like the imperfections and then the gloss of the car? Remember, I'm keeping this the same color. I don't know if that matters or not. So I'm not too sure with those two things. And then when I sand it, is it something that I do by hand, or do I use like some sort of equipment or so? I don't know if doing it by hand or with an equipment is better. I feel like maybe one is faster than the other. And also, what grade of sandpaper do I use? I've seen videos and I've read forums online, but I don't know, I just want to get some other opinions from people that probably have already done this before, and then determine which would be the best way for me to tackle this project. I mean, this is like something totally out of things that I usually do, but I'm very, very excited, especially just looking at this car all the time. I'm like, I can't wait until you look perfect, at least when it comes to the painter. Somewhat perfect. I don't think it's gonna come out perfect, at least maybe to me it'll look fine, but to someone else that actually does professional painting, it'll be like, ugh. Either way, we'll see how it comes out. So yeah, I think to start off, I just have those questions. If you can let me know in the comments below, so then I can get started with starting this project, this paint project, and then moving on to everything else that Camry needs. We're all ready to go. I have my paint booth that is pretty much ready. I have the space now needed. Now I just need to start this project. So I'm very excited. Let me know what you guys think, and also, you know, your opinion on those questions. I know this was a short video, but I mean, there's not much to it other than just starting this. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.